I should be making a video about the evil Bane, but I'm way overdue for a video about the new UI, so let's talk about it. Hello heroes and villains, welcome to Multiverse. Yeah, as you can see, I've been experimenting a bit with the new skins, but today let us take a look at the new UI. For those who maybe do not know, there's been some changes made to the user interface, especially about the user interface for the allies. For the latest episode, it's pretty much the same thing. For the Omnibus, it's pretty much the same thing as well. The big change was in the custom play. So there's been a few changes in the way the tabs work, like basically there's a new tab called the favorite that's been added, but we still have the tab for the event, the solos, the duos, the alerts, the raids, the PvP, and the legend matches. For the legends, they worked a bit, how it works a bit different. It used to be that you would select your mission and then you would select your legend character. Nowadays, what you have to do is that you have to select your legend character first, and then using that legend character, you can use any of the legend missions you want to. So for the new favorite tab, it's pretty simple. You select a mission that you want to be a favorite, and you put a little heart next to it. It becomes one of your favorite, and it should be added to the favorite tab. So you can see it puts them by tiers. So previously we only had the one favorite. Let's remove that. So obviously it just put that one favorite mission there. But obviously, as you just saw, if we have multiple favorites, it will set them up by tiers. And you can see there's a little symbol next to the heart. And basically I've already played this mission today. So you can see there's a little button over here to be able to unlock the mission. Basically, when you play some of the more recent missions, you can only play them once a day, or in some cases once a week. So once you do play those missions, you are loot locked until the daily reset or the weekly reset, depending on the mission. They also give you access to being able to purchase replay badges straight from here. I didn't make a video before today because basically on the test server there was still a lot of issues with the UI, but even when the UI went live, there still was a lot of issues, like basically the unlock button wasn't working. What we had to do, we had to start the queue. So basically previously you had to go into the mission, and then from the on-duty menu, then you could reset the mission. So now you're going to be able to reset it before you actually enter the mission. For a solo mission, it doesn't really matter, but sometimes when you're in a group, if you have to take the time to reset the mission and to reset the mission inside the mission, sometimes the group is already gone. Some groups are pretty trigger happy into starting the missions, and they won't hesitate to leave you behind. So now we will be able to reset the missions before we actually enter the mission. And also the scorecard has been changed quite a bit. So here we'll see the various stats for the mission. Here you will see everyone's contribution, obviously. So here you have the info for the mission, and also you have the button to be able to reset the mission if you need to. And the thing that they've really added is the feeds. Now you will be able to see the feeds inside the mission. Previously, in order to be able to see the feeds, you have to go to the feed tab, and you can still do that. And then you have to go through all of that to be able to find the feeds you wanted to do. So in this case, we would have to go to episodes, and then to the Sins of Black Adam. But here you have the feeds for all the episode. So you have to sort through that to figure out which mission you have to play for which feed. But now you just need to go to the feed tab, and you see exactly which feed you need to do with your character. So that change to the UI should help people to be able to complete their feeds. But the biggest change has been done to the Allies UI. There used to be two different tabs, now we have everything in the same tab. Also you have a better description of the combat abilities, the support abilities. Although they've changed a bit how the allies work, you used to be able to just swap the allies, but nowadays what you have to do, you have to unequip the ally in order to be able to equip a new one. So it's a bit more time consuming than it used to be. There's people who have been swapping allies in combat. Now it's going to make that a little bit more difficult. You can still swap allies in combat, but it's going to make it a little bit more challenging now. And why would you want to switch allies in combat? Well, it's quite simple. If we take a look at our friend, the Batman. So you will see we'll gain 6% might and 3% precision for the first 6 damage hits. And after that, you have to reach 100 on the hit counter for the ability to reset. People don't do that. No one waits for the reset. So what they do is that instead, they'll do their first 6 attacks, and then they'll swap Batman for another ally. It's pretty much that simple. But now, the way the allies work, it's a bit more, again, challenging. So if you want to switch, let's say, the Batman for the Batman who laughs, so you have to select the Batman who laughs, you have to equip the ally, then you have to get the ability you want, and then you have to confirm. Also, they've changed a bit how you have to rank up your allies. Let's see if I have an ally. Let's go for the Batman again. Let's go to leveling up our Batman. So we used to have to feed our ally favor to our character, then we would use our alliances to be able to break through. Now it does everything all at once. All we have to do is to press the button level up. Sadly, the level up will not work until you have everything you need. So you're going to need all the ally favor required to be able to go through the next rank. You're going to need all the alliances you need in order to be able to go to the next rank. So until you have everything you need, you're not going to be able to level up. And here again you can see the abilities. So you can see the abilities at rank 7. And you can see our friend Cyborg over here. It would seem that we have everything we need in order to be able to level up. Let's do that because why not? So if we click on level up, so we go back to our menu. So here we have everything we need to be able to level up our friend Cyborg. Let's do it right now. And we could level him up some more. So you don't have to select the amount of ally favor, it does that automatically. And you don't even have to summon to select the amount of alliances. Again, it does that automatically. I think one of the reasons why they made that change is that I think previously people sometimes would spend more ally favor than they truly needed to level up their ally. Here you cannot make a mistake, it selects it for you, so there's no way you can go wrong. And before I forget, there's also a tab called the Details. Basically, that gives you some information about your character. So there's a little bit of sort of history or background. And you can see also the various combat abilities and passive abilities. So you can see the same for the evil Batman who laughs. And here you can see at the bottom. So here you can see the abilities at rank 9. And you can see at the bottom the abilities at rank 10 once you reach maximum rank. So here our Batman is at rank 6, so you can see the abilities up to rank 6. And then you can see all the various ranks again at the bottom. So we used to have 2 tabs for the allies for various reasons. Now they've condensed everything into the 1 tab. And we can even have the menu disappear if we press on the triangle. So if you want to be able to see crypto properly, now you can. So you can see when you can level up the characters, you can see that little green arrow on the portrait of the character. So at this point we have 18 allies, but they seem to be to want to add more and more all the time. Although they're adding so many allies, it's kind of hard to keep up with all of them. Like you can see, I did not even begin to try to upgrade Harley Quinn or like Luthor. I guess you'll have no choice. You're gonna have to select a few allies and focus on upgrading them, because trying to upgrade them all just isn't an option. And it's even worse when you start taking into account alternate characters. If you have multiple characters, already upgrading allies for one character, that is very challenging. Upgrading allies for multiple characters, unless you upgrade like just only the rank 5 allies, you're not going to be able to do that. And sadly, most of the new allies are legendary allies, so allies that go up to rank 10. And upgrading just one ally to rank 10 requires a lot of resources. So you'd better be certain that you will use that ally if you want to spend all those resources to upgrade it to rank 10. And you never know, in the future they will add more and more allies. So at some point, the ally that you've spent a lot of resources to upgrade to rank 10, and maybe you're going to want to replace it for a future ally. So as you see, they are upgrading the game slowly but surely, but sometimes they're upgrading it just one piece at a time. So right now they've upgraded the user interface a little bit, mostly the user interface for the allies, but I'm pretty sure they're going to keep on working on the UI. There's a whole bunch of other stuff I guess they could still either add to the UI or tweak. I guess we're going to have to wait and see for that. But people are asking basically for a big graphic update for the game. They do update the game, but a little piece at a time. But there is a big graphic update that is coming sometime in the future. When we will get that big graphic update, we don't really know at this point. And we do not know how big of an update it will be. Will it update everything in the game, all the graphics in the game? Will it only update a small part of the game? At this point, we have no way to know. So at this point, all we can really do is wait and see what will happen.